Hey guys, Peter here to do an EP review. Today I'm here to tell you all about the latest from Behemoth, A Forest, out May 29th on Metal Blade Records. This release has 4 tracks, 19 minutes in length, and this is the band's 7th EP. During a pandemic, Behemoth decides to release an EP, and to that I say, God may hate us all, but the devil works in mysterious ways. That's how I feel about this release. I really applaud the band for doing this because we're living in turbulent times, we're living uncertain times, and we're looking for a light at the end of the tunnel. We're looking for a raft that we can hold on to escape this absolute madness of a world that we see ourselves in. So for them to connect with the fans, to re-engage their fan base and put out an EP is the best way possible. I know a lot of bands are doing live streams, a lot of bands are doing recorded concerts. To me, this is perhaps the best avenue possible. Put out some new music, release an EP, a few tracks, maybe a live song here, maybe a cover, anything to really re-engage the fan base, to really reignite the hope, that light at the end of the tunnel that the fans are really grasping for, that they really want, that they really need. So kudos to the band for understanding the moment that we're living and figuring it out the best way possible to give something to the bands, to perhaps give them that hope that they so desperately need. As far as the EP itself, you get 4 tracks, like I said. The first 2 are the same song, which is A Forest, an original song by The Cure. The first one is a studio version, the second one is a live recorded track. So it's really interesting that you get to hear the same song, but in 2 different ways, in 2 different aspects, delivered with 2 different distinct approaches. And then the next 2 songs are 2 brand new tracks that could have easily been part of their previous record. They really feel like the continuation of their record, almost like 2 bonus tracks, if you will. So I really like the format. I really like how they put this EP together. You don't need to throw too many tracks out there, but you need to be creative in how you do it and put a nice mixture of songs that really offers diversity in sound and approach and in delivery. Now, as far as the songs are concerned, let's go a little bit more into detail into the tracks, starting off with the opening track, A Forest. This one features Nicholas Cavforth from Shining, and this is the studio one. It starts off with a studio track. One of the best covers that I've ever heard, period. I'm not even talking about a Behemoth cover, I'm talking about covers in general. It really captures the essence of the original track while allowing the song to still have the Behemoth fingerprint, the Behemoth signature to it. Nicholas really gives the song a different vibe. He really gives the song a different atmosphere, an atmosphere that this track really needed in order to stay connected to the original, but still be different and still be Behemoth. Without him, I don't feel that this song would be the same. I don't feel like this song would be as incredible as currently is. I love the versatility that it has. I love the sound that it carries, but more important to me is that it kept the original atmosphere while being delivered in a different package. It's almost like they turned a song that was dark all the way to 11 and made it even darker. Almost impossible to do, but they were able to pull it off. Now, as you look at this song, as you compare it with the next track on the EP, which is the live version of this song, I actually prefer the live one versus the studio one. And the reason is very simple. I felt that the live version was more organic. It was raw, it was emotional. It captured a different vibe, it captured a different atmosphere. It captured perhaps a more natural, not as produced, not as orchestrated as you get from the studio. So that is why I said it was more raw and more organic, and therefore I really felt that the live version of this song had a lot more of a heartbeat to it. I enjoy both, but if I had to pick one, the live one is absolutely phenomenal. It really increases the intensity, it increases the overall sound, and like I said, the atmosphere in the live track is absolutely phenomenal. It just really blows this song out of the water. What an incredible cover, both, but the live one, in my opinion, it just has that one extra step higher. Next is Shadows of Cast Up Golgotha, Upon Golgotha, and this is the first of the 2 brand new songs on this EP. Great tempo, very fluid track. The verses have a straightforward approach, in my opinion. The chorus offers a slight change, more on the vocal side than on the musical side. It really creates a smooth transition between the verses and the chorus. It's not a song that has an abrupt break in between those two. It really flows smoothly. The vocals are the ones giving a little bit of a different connotation, changing a little bit of direction as far as the track is concerned. The backing vocals on this song add so much darkness. It gives volume to the track, but it also gives a lot of darkness and brings the mood of the song down. A song that feels almost more like a rock blackened track than a black metal song. It really has the core, not only of the sound, but of the structure and how it's delivered and put together. It really feels like a rock and roll song, a pure rock and roll song with blackened elements to it. Even the solo on this track feels like a throwback rock and roll solo in terms of the style, in terms of the approach, the melody, the delivery. All of those elements really feel like a pure rock and roll track. I really love the sound of this song. I love how it feels. I really enjoy the momentum that it has. Great tempo, really moving forward at a nice pace, really fluid track all around. Next is Evoe. This to me is the best of the two. For the two new songs, and I'm just looking at the two brand new tracks on this EP, this to me is just an outstanding track. How a song like this, if they had this song in their back pocket, I'm shocked that this song didn't make it to their album and they had it like holding on to it for this EP. If they created specifically for the EP, then it's a different story, because this song is just outstanding, incredible. It's melodic, it's dark, it's atmospheric, it's dynamic. The verses are so melodic, so dark, but very driven at the same time. The chorus sees a complete break. In the previous song, there was a smooth transition with the vocals giving a little bit of a slight change. And this one, you really feel the break between the verses and the chorus. Still very melodic in the chorus, but offering a much different melody and a much different delivery of that melody with a slight dark undertone to it. The underlying bass line on the chorus is absolutely phenomenal. Sometimes coming a little bit more into the forefront, you can feel it, you can hear it a little more, adding that underlying darkness, and then going back into the background, getting hidden a little bit more into the mix. I love that. I love the dynamic that it gives to the song. I love the texture that it gives to the song. I love the flavor that it gives to the track. Absolutely phenomenal. The solo on this track, very different. I like what they did here with the solo. It's raw, it has a raw sound to it, but it picks up on the overall more melodic soundscape that the track has and incorporates that melody into the way the solo sounds. So it's raw, it has that black metal raw sound to it, but it's not completely black metal raw sound all the way through. It understands the dynamic of the track, it understands the melody of the track, and it incorporates some of that melody into the way the solo progresses through the song. I love it. Then the song closes off with a chorus in a very bombastic and a very strong, heavy way. To me, the perfect way of closing off a track that is this dynamic. This is perhaps one of the most dynamic tracks on this release. This is it. This is Behemoth with A Forest. Once again, out May 29th on Metal Blade Records. Let me know your thoughts on the EP, on the band. Did you enjoy this release? Would you like to see more bands doing EPs during this crazy time that we're living in? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.